Shenandoah is a charming suburb of Baton Rouge with a ton to offer. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you on a tour of what to see, eat, where to live, and what life is like in Shenandoah. And if you're new here, my name is Shawn. I'm a realtor here in the greater Baton Rouge area, and this is Moving to Baton Rouge. On this channel, I talk about everything in and around the Baton Rouge area, so if you're looking to make a move here, please feel free to reach out. All of my contact info is going to be in the description down below. And with that said, let's jump into the video. So where is Shenandoah? Shenandoah is located in what is now called the city of St. George, and it's in the 70817 zip code. And with it being southeast of Baton Rouge, it's actually a good middle ground between two other parishes, Livingston Parish and Ascension Parish.
Shenandoah, for the most part, is very suburban. And that's like the best way I would describe it. This is an area where a lot of people come to, lay their heads down. You don't have a ton of like large major shopping areas here. They do have some small shops and they're kind of spread out around the major roads. So really, like, if you're living here in this area, you're definitely going to want a car because that's going to be the best way to get around. All right, so right now I'm on George O'Neill Lane. Right behind me is a pretty big intersection. And at that intersection, you have a couple of major roads. You have Coursey, you have Jones Creek, and you have George O'Neill. There's also another O'Neill Lane, which is a bigger road than George O'Neill Road. I don't know why Louisiana names two roads and they have an intersection. Doesn't make any sense. But if you're looking for really good eats, this is pretty much where you're gonna find a lot of the best restaurants. So right behind me on George O'Neill, we have Swagat, which is an Indian cuisine restaurant. Smoke Bayou, really liked it. It's a barbecue spot, really good. And if you go down Jones Creek, there's a couple of different options as well. They have Jasmine's on the Bayou, which is very popular. Tiger Pho, which is a Vietnamese restaurant. One of my favorite spots to grab a coffee and start the day, or even grab like a little snack, is Beignet Baton Rouge. Beignet Baton Rouge sells, of course, beignets. They're also a coffee shop. The beignets are very good. I would definitely recommend grabbing the beignet flight, which is delicious. I also just like coffee. The coffee there. In that location specifically, I think one of my favorite things about it, they have like a really good working station. So it's a good spot to get some work done, get a little pep in your step from some coffee.
Shenandoah is very much a residential area. There's a ton of small neighborhoods around, along with very large neighborhoods like Shenandoah Estates. And they have a big variety of different kinds of homes. They have smaller homes with not a lot of land, and they have really large homes with a ton of land and some acreage. So let's take a look at a couple of different neighborhoods.
All right, so right now we are at White Oak Estates. We're going to be checking out this listing here, and this is the kind of home you can kind of expect to see in the Shenandoah area. So this is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath home with a little over 2,500 square feet of living space, and it's listed for $400,000. All right, so this home was built in 1996, and with a lot of homes that were built around that time, it's going to have some features that you don't see in a lot of the newer homes. So you have a really nice entryway, wood stained doors. It's very pretty. Here you have a nice and spacious living room, brick wood burning fireplace. Right over here you have a ton of windows overlooking the back. And from the living room, we walk into the dining and kitchen. The brick floors, gorgeous. Not to mention, right over here, you have a formal dining area. You have the window overlooking the front yard, and on this side of the house, this is where you're gonna have your bedrooms. Some nice and large bedrooms here, and they all have fans in them. In South Louisiana, you need a fan in your bedroom. You're just gonna need it. You also have a full second bath here with dual sinks, and also on this side of the house, you do have your primary bedroom. Now, this primary is big. You look into the bathroom, which I think like this view of it makes it feel really grand, you know? All right, and here we walk into the backyard. When you're in South Louisiana, you could expect that you're going to be maybe entertaining. Maybe you're going to watch the LSU football game or something like that. If you're moving here from out of state and you don't really care for LSU, go to a few games. Maybe you'll start caring for them. But this is really great. Crawfish boil. It's a good spot to hang out, especially in weather like how it is right now. This is nice weather to entertain. Summertime, it gets a little too hot, but right now it's pretty good. All right, we're in White Oak Landing, and this is definitely one of my favorite neighborhoods here in Baton Rouge. It just kind of feels like you're in a forest, you know? They have some really beautiful homes here, really unique homes. I feel like I don't see a home that's like cookie cutter at all. All the homes are on really big lots. So pretty much every home that I see runs to be about around an acre, a little over an acre. The homes are also usually bigger. So bigger homes, bigger lots. Something else you notice with this neighborhood is that they have a few smaller lakes here. So you can get a home on the water with lots of trees, more space. There's a lot to love about this spot. Something else that I think is really, really cool about this area is that they have a really long trail here, and the trail goes throughout the neighborhood and it goes along the water. So if you can kind of see behind me, it's a really peaceful and beautiful view.
Shenandoah also has some great events throughout the year. One of my favorites is the Jones Creek Christmas Parade. The whole community comes out and it's an absolute blast. Now, it's not something you'd see out in New Orleans, right? But it is a lot of fun still. I've actually marched in it with my brokerage, and yes, we did dress up like houses. And another thing I really like about this parade is that it supports the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. And very recently, they started their own Mardi Gras crew with the crew of Shenandoah. And in case you were wondering, I did dress like a house in this parade as well. So even though you're a little bit outside of Baton Rouge and you're not quite in New Orleans, we're still celebrating Mardi Gras. Well, y'all, that was Shenandoah. If you'd like more information about this area or any other area in the Greater Baton Rouge area, please feel free to reach out. All of my contact info is in the description down below. And with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.